Hey guys, back with another video. This one actually has comics in it, which I know a lot of my other ones haven't. I'll put this down a bit in case it's. What the hell's the same button? There we go. So, welcome to 2015. I'll show you a couple of things I got over the Christmas period. My father-in-law got me. Oh, where's the camera? There it is. Got me this. It wasn't a present, he just saw it in a charity shop and picked up for me, which was pretty cool. It's got like a ton of behind the scenes stuff on the Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, first one. There's a ton of kit that never made the movie. Original mask designs for the Goblin, which is pretty cool. Oi, oi, stop it. Eating my desk, because that's normal. Oh Christ, here we go. This side even. The late Randy Savage. So, pretty cool book. My mother-in-law picked this up for me for Christmas, which is awesome. It's a year-by-year visual chronicle of Marvel Studios. I'm a huge Marvel guy, so that's my kind of thing, you know what I mean? Shows you like the mad like stuff, like 50s, the romance and the horror and everything. You can really see when the censorship came in. This was a pretty cool cover. It's like up to, when was this published? Sort of a nosy. 2014, so fairly new. You know, there's stuff in it that's pretty cool from right bang up to date. Let's see. Marvel Now stuff. So, cool book. It sits on my desk here in the corner, which you can't see, but I'll say it anyway. It's a bit odd, but whatever. My Jesus, come here. Say hello. There we go. Right, sit there. Sit there now. My parents were supposed to be coming at New Year, but my mum was ill, so she didn't make it. And we'd get these in. Any excuse really. Whiskey and haggis crisps, or chips as they'd be called in America. Bit of a strange flavour combination, but they're good. You going down? You going to behave? You going to behave? Aye, okay. No eating stuff that you shouldn't be eating. I also got a Marvel mug that I'm going to be very careful when turning round because it's full of tea. I've had about 6 coffees today, so I moved on to tea. So unfortunate having writer brain on. I have to have coffee constantly. The last week of December, I picked up some back issues and a couple of new comics. So start with the back issues. Miracle Man number 3. Not read any of these yet. Superman, Wonder Woman number 6. Not actually read anything from that series, so I'll be interested to see what that's like. Not read this or heard of this, but it looked quite good. The Returning, number 1 of 4 from Boom. If anyone's read this or heard of this, if you put something in the comments, that'd be cool. Give me a heads up on what I'm in for. The art in it's pretty cool. Yeah, so quite like Boom Studios. They get a lot of good books. They get a bad rep by some people. I think it's probably the Stan Lee involvement, uh, which is a shame because actually, the characters that he launched with him, um, the names are escaping me at the moment. I've got a bunch in my collection. They were really old fashioned, but I quite liked them. It was kind of like reading an 80s or 70s comic. Well, to be fair, one of them was kind of like reading a 60s comic, but without the, I guess, the story quality. But the characters were quite 60s in their aesthetic and personality. I quite liked them. People are like a bit pissy about that. I got Marvel previews as well. Everybody knows I'm a Marvel zombie. Most of the comics I buy are Marvel or Image. Poppy! Try to get through the gate at the top of the stairs. Cool. Um, cover bit on the back there for the Star Wars coming out in January. I thought I'd pick this up just because half the time I go into the comic store, the comics I'm actually going for right now when it comes to the new ones, so I thought this would be quite handy. Um, Adam Day gave me a good tip for the comicbookresources.com. I've read reviews on that before, but I've never actually thought to look at it for when stuff's coming out. So that was a cool tip. And if you've not looked at Adam's YouTube channel, you should definitely check it out. He's awesome. There's stuff in here I was going to show. No. Oh yeah. There's a Vision trade paperback coming out. I wonder why. That's my phone going. That is a cool suit. I don't know if I can make that any less annoying. Yeah, cool suit. I quite like that design. Anyway, oh yeah, there was the Howard the Duck cover. Nope. Probably going to pick that up. Well, I'll probably pick up at least the first one. I used to collect Howard the Duck when I was wee. Used to like him. Just in case that was important. Okay. I finally picked up this, which I thought was out about a fortnight ago. I'm really loving this series. For me, this is what Iron Man should be, and that's just the way I see it. Other people might see it differently. I also thought the ad in it was quite weird, old fashioned. Um, I'm loving all the characters that are popping up. You got Daredevil, She-Hulk and stuff. So it's like really cool. And probably when this gets to, this was issue 3, in case I didn't say, in case no one's reading it. When it gets to about issue 5 or issue 10, I'm going to do a review on it. I'll get to issue 6 and I'll do a review because that'd be kind of like what the trade would be probably. So I'm going to review them all. I'm going to do the same with Fade Out when it gets to issue 5 or 6. I also picked up this. I didn't go for the photo cover, which will no doubt be the one that's worth money in the future, but I quite like this cover. In the comic book shop that I go to, this was sold out the day it came out, but luckily the owner who was kind enough to put one under the counter for me because I'd been in previously thinking it was already out, and she said, when they come in, I'll put one behind the counter for you, which was awesome because it was annoyed me if I'd missed it. I'm in the minority. I like the show. The first half of the first series was really flawed, but then you could say the same for quite a lot of shows, that Joss Whedon's been involved with. You could say the same with Angel or even Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I think people look back on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and thinking about, season maybe 3 on, and they Jesus, um, so they have like the I don't know what would be the equivalent of beer goggles when it comes to sci-fi. Say, well, fanboy goggles maybe would be the term. I think it was a slow start personally. I almost stopped watching it. Probably 6 episodes. I usually give stuff 6 episodes on TV. I was about to drop it. Same thing actually happened with X Files, which was probably my favourite show of all time. I was going to drop, like, just not watch it after 6 episodes, but something made me come back for the seventh, and I don't know. I think the dynamic had changed slightly between Mulder and Scully, and I was starting to like it a bit more, so I kept watching, and like, um, you know, 10 episodes in, that show was awesome, and it was up until um, the Mulder character basically left. It got a bit lackadaisical after that. But anyway, back to Shield. This is written by Mark Waid, which, if you don't like the show, you should probably pick it up if you're just a Mark Waid fan, because it's incredibly well written. This is the only one of them I've actually read, which says something, because I'm loving this. Is probably, I don't know if I can say it's my favourite thing coming out of Marvel at the moment, purely because Miss Marvel has been so good for so long. But I wanted to read this, just, you know, being nosy to see if it kept to the show, if it made no sense compared to the show. But, it's awesome. You get like the Thing in it and everything. Like, Thing, Luke Cage. I was curious that, Luke Cage is in it. Were they going to draw him different because of the Netflix show? Because actually they cast that last week. I forget the actor's name, but he is a really good actor. He was in the Halo show, which isn't a good example of his talent by any stretch of the imagination. My only thing with it is that looks nothing like Coulson. That looks kind of like how they draw Captain America when he's old. I don't get that. You know, I'm no artist, but I drew a picture that was supposed to be Coulson, and it had a vaguely better resemblance than that. There's bits in it like this. Would you know who that is? Um, if you're a fan of the show without reading anything, I wouldn't. But it is a awesome read. Art is the art is awesome. The art is not awesome, but it's good. It's good comic art, but it's not at the same level as other books. But you can't have everything. They've got him really well though. Yeah, I think that's a great likeness. I wasn't wanting it to be, spot on, but I thought, they'd have a bit of a likeness when it's, their big TV show at the moment. The ratings are going quite well. But you put it in comparison with this. Look at that. It's leagues apart art-wise. All Marvel books with Agent Carter thing. I think that'll be a good show when it hits. I'm looking forward to it anyway. Basically, I'm eating anything Marvel up at the moment. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I think I forgive them their immense amount of failures, purely because I started reading comics in the 80s, and 80s Marvel was quite good. Hell, 90s Marvel was, was shit, but was shit in such a good way, if that makes sense. The art was really, they were changing art styles. You had like Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, people like that were on, Marvel before they went to Image, Create Image, and all that. And But like Jim Lee on the X-Men was best since Claremont was working on the book. So yeah, I'm totally off track. I don't even know what the hell I was on about, but I was babbling about something. Um, so I forgive them a lot of their flaws. I think they're kicking ass with the movies though, and they seem to be doing it in an intelligent way. For as many people that are out there that really hate the Benedict Cumberbatch casting as Doctor Strange, you know, the thing is that movie is going to make 500-600 million because everything else in it is going to be so good. You're going to have a great supporting cast. You're going to have amazing special effects. So it's going to be good. And I think Benedict Cumberbatch, although I think he's overcast at the moment, I'm a fan of his from Sherlock and a lot of his indie movies and stuff he's made. I think he's a really good actor, but I think he's been overcast since Star Trek Into Darkness, which I don't think he was particularly good in. I think he's been in too many movies since then. He could have done a break, I guess, is what I'm saying, in between. But by the time that movie comes out, you don't know. He might have pulled back a bit. Probably not, because he's got Lord of the Rings stuff coming out. But I still think that movie will make money. The stuff I've seen for Ant-Man looks like it's going to make money. Actually looks quite good. I was a bit wary when I heard Paul Rudd was cast, because I thought it was going to be just an out-and-out comedy. But it looks like it's going to be quite good. So that's another one. So that's pretty much all the comic news. This isn't going to be the box that's sent in, but I have my box of stuff here for the competition, which is still open. So anyone that wants to enter, just look back at the competition video for what you have to do. New subscribers are welcome to enter it as well. So I'll end this one here, and I'll be doing a video back to back, which will be about how my writing's going. I don't want to keep putting them in the same videos, purely because there'll be people that just want to see comics. There might be people that just want to hear about the writing process, because I know there's a lot of other people out there who want to be writers, so they watch anything by anyone that's writing for hints, tips, to see people that are worse than they are, whatever it is that gets them through the process. So I know there isn't really much of a crossover there, unless it's you're writing comics, which I've done in the past. So yeah, I'll try and keep them separate from now on, and I'll keep comics and movies can go together because there's a crossover. Because most of the stuff I talk about is comic movies, or action movies or whatever. So that'll cross over well. And I'll keep stuff like this separate, or like vlog stuff separate. So I might start doing. I might call my next video that comes up after this one book vlog or something, so you know what's in it. And this one will be comics in the title. So babbling like a fucking madman right now. I am basically off my tits, not on drugs or booze, but a high because I actually met my word goal today. So I'll sign it here. As I said, welcome to 2015, everyone. Hope this is going to be a year that's amazing for you all, and you all do your New Year's resolutions, which I imagine maybe 2% of us will actually achieve. I won't. So, so I'll sign off there and see you in the next one or the one after that.